everybody, and welcome back to my channel and Spooktober video number 2. This is a super quick and easy design. I'm going for some pink sort of skulls and florals just to show that Halloween doesn't have to be super spooky and like luminescent green and orange. You can do some more sort of girly, florally pink nails. So we are going to start off with 2 tips of black gel polish and 2 tips of white gel polish. I ran up the stairs to do this voiceover so Ben wouldn't hear me, and I'm slightly out of breath. I guess it just goes to show how unfit I am. But yeah, never mind. So yeah, like I said, we're doing 2 coats of black gel polish and 2 coats of white gel polish. And we're just doing 2 coats to make sure it's nice and opaque so everything stands out nicely. I thought this would be a really good set to do, like I said, to show that Halloween nails don't have to be really like scary and, you know, your typical sort of traditional Halloween. These aren't Halloween water decals, but I just think the skulls are really pretty. And if you wanted to go, you know, something that was a little bit more out there, like you or your clients out of the comfort zone, then this is a great alternative. I mean, I was a bit of a goth growing up, so I love nails like this, and I just think they're really cool. It's a bit alternative and funky, and a little bit more on that, you know, sort of spooky side, so it's good for Halloween, or at least I think so. Anyway, you guys might disagree, but like I said, we're going in with 2 coats of white gel polish. We're not going to put anything on these once we have cured them in the lamp. We're going to work off of the tacky, like the dispersion layer that's on the gel. That's enough adhesive to make the foil and the water decal stick, so we don't have to worry about that. God, I really should have cut this bit down. Like, there's only so long you can watch me bloody paint nail tips for without getting bored. I only sped this up by like 2, and yeah, it's taking forever. Rambling aside, this is the pink foil we are using, and I think it is absolutely gorgeous. Like, I've had this foil since when I first started doing nails, like my own, so it's coming up about 3 years ago, nearly 4 years ago. I bought it off of like Amazon or eBay, I think, and it is just gorgeous. I love foils. They are one of my favourite things to use, especially foils like this and doing this sort of design where it's that little bit more sort of abstract. We're not putting any foil gel over this nail, we are just using that tacky layer like I said, and it just gives you a really pretty effect. They are absolutely gorgeous, shiny, however I did matte them. Also, a side note, there are 4 tips here, but I ended up only going with 3 in the end, hence why there is 3 in the thumbnail and at the end shot, because the 4th nail didn't turn out how I wanted. And that's okay. But yeah, like I said, we are using these water decals. I feel like I'm doing that bit at like in the Star Wars movies when it displays the title sequence is rolling at the top. Anyway, all of the instructions for the print by example water decals are on the back. I am using the print by example water decals. You've heard me say it 1,000 times. They are my favourite ones to use. They're just the best. So I cut the skull out. I did do a smaller one, but I decided actually it would just leave too much white space on the nail, so I cut out a bigger one, and we're going to go in with the stamper technique. I have lots of videos on how you can apply water decals, but let me know in the comments if you would like me to do a compilation video on all of the different stamper techniques, and I'll be more than happy to do so because it's a fab way to do water decals. So this one actually did get a bit of creasing. You could see when I pressed it down the first time I didn't put enough force behind it to stick, so when I lifted it up and then pressed it down again, it caused that creasing because parts of it had stuck down. It's not a problem. I'm just going to sort of tease them out, and I do matte top coat this nail, and I often find that matte top coat hides those sort of imperfections a little bit better than a shiny one would, but obviously, you know, personal preference, do whatever it is that you want to do. You could get a silicone tool or your finger wet and just use that to tease the crease out, but ultimately you can see here it didn't make much of it. Like it's hard to see any of the little creases that were in there, and I actually think that some of them adds that little bit more detail to the skull. So we've got 3 tips again here, including the foil one. As you can see, I did matte top coat one of them, and I just thought it looked fab. There is the 4th tip. As you can see, I didn't like it. I think the florals should have been bigger and it would have looked better, but I didn't have the time nor the patience to redo it again, basically. So that's why you only have 3 nails here, so apologies. But you could do anything you want. You could do crystals, you could do plain nails, you could do anything on the nails to go with these. So I'm using the Nail Chemie Velvet Alchemy, which is their matte top coat that has sort of gold glittery reflex in it. I think it worked really, really well on these foils. Like I said, you could do them shiny, but I just think they came out better matte. And here is the final thing. So I really hope you guys like this week's video. Please do like and subscribe and stay tuned for more Spooktober content, and I will see you in the next one.